live? Let's see. I don't know if I'm live or not. I guess I am. Yeah, should be. Okay, we're live. How's it going, everybody? This is my first time doing a Redstone live stream anyway, in a long time. It's been like 2 years or something crazy like that. Uh, so yeah, I'm back working on this um, map screen here. So, all right, just to kind of I don't know, bring y'all up to speed on what's going on here. So a couple years ago, well, first of all, let me go to my other world here. So this was my old world. This is my testing area. So there's a lot of random builds here. This is the world I was using like 2 years ago. And I recently uploaded a YouTube video where I showed off this build right here, which is basically just a RAM design. So where these glass blocks are, you can store bytes. So if I input a byte like something like this, and then I input a destination, let's just do like 4, 4. So it's X4, Y4. So it's going to put it, this is 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. So it's going to put it right there. So I'll actually just mark that where it's going to put it. And then if I do right, puts it right there. So if I wanted to do Y4, X, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, let's just do 9. So Y4 and then X would be 9 here in binary. And then rewrite that. There you go, puts it right there. So pretty interesting, pretty cool. And now I can just clear it all, put it all back to glass. Pretty neat how this works. I showed this off not too long ago because I had this idea in my head for like a long time, and so I wanted to build this. And then I made a YouTube video about it. And then there's just some random other stuff over here. That big thing right there is a 9-bit decoder. Because I was like, I want to make a big decoder. Just because. So 9-bit decoder right here. It just uses these command blocks though. Yeah, I do a lot of stuff with command blocks, but I'll show off a build that I didn't use any command blocks here in a second. This is a add or subtractor. See, A input and B input. Built that a long time ago. Yeah, just some random builds over here. I can't even remember what's over here. I vaguely remember, but I think I was moving blocks over here. So yeah, so like if you have a block, well, let's I think I put it there. Yeah, there you go. That's pretty neat. And then I made another design here. So if you, oh, well, okay. But then I think this was the most recent, or like the best one that I had made. Look how quick it moves it. It's pretty cool. Pretty neat. And then I did some other ones. Where it moves it, you know, diagonally. Pretty simple design too. Just using observers. And I think similar thing here, just a little bit different. Oh yeah, this one's quicker. So that's pretty neat. And then this one pushes a block up and down, I guess. Oh, well. Huh. Interesting. Oh, because it's supposed to go right here. This is pretty quick. Oh. Anyway. I think this was another... Oh yeah, this one's too quick though. So it doesn't actually move it. Anyway. Yeah, so a lot of, like I said, just random builds. What was this? Oh, this is a multiplier. I'm pretty sure. 8-bit multiplier, yep. Alright, so like if you do 2 times 2, it's gonna equal 4. Where's the answer? Oh yeah, the answer's right here. 4. So like 8 times 8 is gonna equal 64. And 8 times 4 is gonna equal 32. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. If I were to rebuild this, I would definitely do it a little bit different. But anyway, neither here nor there. How did I do this? Ah, I see. That was my solution. Interesting. Okay. That's an interesting way I did that. Okay. I wasn't sure how I did that, but that makes sense. Oh, this is a binary to hexadecimal, and it uses these music discs. So, yeah, these music discs here. So these these jukeboxes have different music discs in them, and so it basically, like, this one has nothing in it, so it just clones 0. So like if I put well, let's just do that. And then execute conversion. Huh. I don't know. Maybe this might not be working anymore. Or I think it should be, but it uses music discs, yeah, with signal strength. I don't know. Okay, maybe this doesn't work anymore. But this is supposed to convert binary to hexadecimal. Okay, let me go back here. The thing I was working on mostly were these map screens. Oh, well, actually, let me no. Testing area. Oh my gosh. No. Oh my god. Okay. No. Jesus Christ. No. No. Oh my gosh, I'm getting it wrong every time. Is it northeast? No. No, northwest? Yes, map screen. Here we go. Okay, so on this world, oh my gosh. Okay, it's lagging because it's loading all of that stuff over there. You can see in the distance. In this world, I had a version 1, 1.1, and a 1.2. So 1 was this one down here. It's just this one here. This one actually works decent. But I never finished it completely anyway. I think I got like the whole alphabet, but I don't know. And it's just, you can see how many command blocks it is, and each one has like a unique coordinates. So it's a pain to have to literally I have to type in every single one of these. And you can see the keyboard is pretty wicked. And there's a lot of steps. So I started using these hanging signs to like write down the steps. Anyway, so it's a lot. It's a lot. This one was just, it got like complicated, and I didn't really know what I was doing. I mean, I did, but I didn't at the same time. I was still figuring it out. But this one worked okay. And I know I'm holding a map, but it's not this one here. So you can see Trev Jack. So like, all right, this one I can type on this. So like, if I type L, oh yeah, you get teleported. What? It didn't update the map. Refresh screen. Huh. Why did it not update the map? Okay. Oh, because I guess you have to be holding it. Alright, so like... O... V... And then E. Love. Okay. Yeah, this one worked alright. And you could like go down with the cursor. Did it go down? No. Okay. Well, never mind then. I thought you could. You should be able to, but maybe not. Oh, is it disabled? No? Huh. Hmm. Oh, it is disabled. It's cut off. Why is that? Is it because of the shift? It is. It's because of the shift. I see. Okay. So, does this work? No. The lowercase does not work. That's one thing I had not done. But I can go down, and yeah, you can see it just like it moves the cursor wherever I want it, and then I can like type. So like I don't know, wherever. And O. I don't know. F. Y. I don't know. You get the point. You can type whatever. And then there's also this return button, which just returns to the next line to like the front of the very leftmost position. And so you can type there. Yeah, you get the point. And you can also type numbers. So like there's this number pad here, so that's 2. So it's like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So like that's 9. 6, 3. You get the point. You can type whatever you want. So this one worked okay. It worked. It was just a pain to go and do all of the command blocks. So I was like, there's got to be a better way to do this. Well, I figured out halfway a better way to do it. I'll actually just go over here and teleport over there, which is the map screen v1.1. Oh my gosh. Okay, so when I look this direction, you can see how laggy it gets. This is my game. This is not the stream. This is my game lagging. But then when I look away, it's perfectly smooth. So that was the issue with this one. And the only reason I have all of this is the memory. This is, I believe, a kilobyte? Is this a kilobyte? No. This is a megabyte. Wait. No. This is not a megabyte. A megabyte would be way bigger than this. This is 16 kilobytes, I believe. Or, what was this? How much was this? I can't remember. I can't remember how much this is. I might, if you go back and watch one of my old streams, I might say at some point what this is, how much it is. But you can see how much it lags and how big it was. Yeah, ridiculous. It's a ridiculous. Oh, and these are the chunk borders. So like the idea was that I fit. Well, yeah. I had to be aware of the chunk borders, pretty much. Oh, I have sheep and a pig, apparently. Yeah, so this one was big, and I just couldn't deal with the lag, and also how I was developing this, I didn't like it. So that's when I made version 1.2. This was by far the best version, but you can see I barely did anything with it. I basically did nothing with it. Yeah, I'm not sure why I didn't continue with this. I just didn't. This one doesn't work at all. It doesn't work at all. This keyboard works, and I liked the way I designed this keyboard. This just makes it simple for someone to like run over, click one of these buttons, and you can kind of look around and find the characters easily. And it follows the QWERTY, CQWERTY, follows that layout. But yeah, I got working on this, and then I never continued with it. I'm not sure why. I got busy with other things, and it was hard to justify like working on this thing. So yeah, it's this one here. So and yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I never. Anyway, so now I'm working on this one, which is version 1.3. And this one I'm actually making good progress. And this world, I'm organizing a lot better. So I have this little like spawn here. So this is just a little area, and then this is the first level, and I can go down the different levels here. And this is the bottom one. And then I can go up with the blue. Okay, so I have this testing area. You can see a big thing over there. So, okay, I haven't just done traditional redstone in such a long time. I wanted to do something traditional redstone. First, that's just an adder. And what I said, I thought it was interesting what I had done, because this does not work. So basically, instead of having this like this, I had done like this. So that's like crime obsidian. Interesting thing, if you destroy, see it destroys it, and it has the particles. And then I did like this. There we go. So now that should work properly. Maybe? Hold on. So this, and then I open all these up. No, it does not work, because this signal is, oh, I'm bouncing, one too little for that. Okay, that's okay. I'll figure that out later. That's just an adder though. So I wanted to make memory, like my own RAM that was quick, and I was like, well, the quickest way might be locked repeaters. So I made this design. Where you can like, so it just unlocks the repeater real quick and then locks it back wherever you put in. So if I put a 1 in right there, it's going to change that one right there. And then come down here and you can see it saved that. So this was a decent design. So if I like, let's just change it. So if I can go from a 1 to a 0. Save all that. Yeah, okay, you get the point. And then I can save back to 0. And this was decently tileable. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 blocks. Is that right? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So, yeah, this was not a bad design. Not bad at all. Huh, interesting. But then, for some reason, this didn't work. Oh, I know why it didn't work. Because the save line, this line right here, in order to make it work where it was like 4, I had to put repeaters in there. You see, to basically stop that block right there would power that redstone. So I had to put a repeater to block that from powering that. And I didn't like that. I wanted the save line to be all redstone like this, just so it's as fast as it can possibly be. Because when you have repeaters like that, it's adding a tick delay. So you can see I have 3 repeaters in there. 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. So for every 2 bits, you would need basically a repeater. Um, more or less. Anyway, I didn't love that. And I also didn't love how diagonal it was. It was like, because this line right here, this input, saves to this repeater, which is underneath this line. And I was like, I don't know if I really like that. So I made, I guess, this design, or this one of these two first. I think I made this design first to get it so that I could have like just a solid line. But the problem with this one is now these units were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks wide. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which does not equate well. And you can actually see why this doesn't really work that well, is because for every 4 units, I needed a repeater in between the third and the fourth. So every 3, I would need a repeater, which does not equate well, because then the next repeater would be after the 6th, and then after the 9th, and then after the 12th, and then after the 15th. So if I wanted to have a row of 16, there would be a repeater in between the 15th and 16th, meaning the 16th one is slightly one tick slower than the 14th, or the 14th and 15th. Anyway, you get the point. I didn't love that, so I wanted to make it 4 wide. Well, before I did that, I wanted to make it so that I could have an output bus, so I could just like switch on and off which register that I wanted to read from. And so you can see I have stuff saved to all of these, and I can just flick this lever to select which one I want to read from. But this one's the same way, where you can see after the third one I have to have a repeater on that top line. And this was the whole concept, is I wanted the input to be like one long bus, which is just a straight redstone line, and then the output was just one long bus, straight redstone line. So yeah, I made this one, and then I was like, okay, no, I have to make it 4 wide. But before I did, so I did this one then, and again, this is all redstone. This is just pure redstone. This one's again 5 wide. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you can see the repeater after the third. And then this is the point. See, after the 6th, and then the 7th and the 8th. But this, I added this decoder to it so that I could select which one I wanted to read and write from. So like right now I'm selected on the 0, right? And there you can see there's just that saved in the 0. So if I'll just write whatever's in there right now, which is just 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. So I'll write that real quick to the 0, and then I'll read the 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. Whoa. Oops. My bad. It's instead of 0, 1, it's 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. And then if I wanted to switch this to like the first one, see, I can read just from the first one, and then if I want to read from the second one, is that actually saved in the second one? Hold on, let me just rewrite something there. Okay, yeah. So that's the second one, and then back to that's the 0, and then the 1. Interesting. Okay, anyway, and then the 3, nothing's in the 3. Okay. You get the point. So I can address with this the decoder here. So this is pretty neat decoder. It's very quick. I mean, it's as quick as it can be. Uh, so it's just yeah, I don't know. It's I could explain how it works, but it's pretty self-explanatory. Anyway, so I made this one, so that I could address easily with the input or the output, the save and the output line. And then I made this one, which this was by far the best version. It's the tallest version, kind of. Not too much taller. You can see this one. So this one's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 blocks tall. Basically, this top line is just a fill 0. So like if you do that, it'll bypass whatever's input and it'll just fill it all 0, just to clear. So it's like 9 blocks tall. This one actually might be 9 blocks tall as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so it's 10 blocks tall. But this was by far the best version because I condensed it down to 4. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is a perfect example. Why? Is because the repeater comes after every 4th one. So in between the 4 and the 5th, there's a repeater. And then this is the 8th. After the 8th, there's a repeater. After the 12th, there's a repeater. And then this last one. So see, I only have 3 repeaters on this input line here, which means that last one down there, instead of getting a 4th repeater, it's just the 3. So that made it really easy. It took me a while to figure this out because and you can see here, so this is the save line. So this is the repeater where it's like the locked repeater where the bit is stored, and they're staggered, you can see, and that's just for functionality. And so like I had to bump this one up just so this block didn't power, because like if I had it there, this repeater would power that block, so had to do that. And then this redstone line would connect to this one, which is connected to this torch. So this is the input torch from this line, which leads to this repeater here. Anyway, so I had to block it off there because obviously it connects, so block it off there. So that was fairly simple to figure out the save line, but then the read line took me a while. So you can see the read line uses these target blocks. So I go from a locked repeater to a torch and a torch just to get an AND gate here. And so, yeah, I'm not going to really explain how this read line works. If you can understand if you know how this stuff works. Also, in one of these designs, I made it so that so the input line is here. So the lever's here, but the line is here. And this... Interesting. Let me move this real quick. Because that's not supposed to be doing that. There we go. There we go. Okay, so it was activating this line right there, which it's not supposed to do. So the the input line is here. The torch is there. The dust is there, which goes into this locked repeater, which is right underneath the input line, and then it like staggers down to the output line there, which is just one shifted over this way. So the input line is there, the output line is there, input line there, output line there. So it's like, it's pretty straight up and down. Each one of these units is about 3 blocks wide, but they're 3 blocks where the third is like joined. So like this unit here is 1, 2, 3, and then this unit here is 1, 2, 3, and that unit there is 1, 2, 3. Anyway, you get the point. They're like merged together. Anyway, so yeah, you can see. So this goes down. Well, all right. So this goes up right here, just so I can like have the torch there to like block that dust. Yeah. Anyway, and this also makes the output really clean because it's just a straight line. Because even though the locked repeaters are staggered, so this one leads right into that one, but then the next one, this one, leads into this dust, which goes over to that and into that torch there. Anyway, you get the point. This was by far the cleanest version, and I was like, okay, no, this is it. This is perfect. So I just duplicated that and made it 16. So that one's 16 long, but then I wanted them 16 high as well to get 256 bytes. So this is 256 bytes, similar to that command block one that I had made on that other world. I also have some command blocks here. These are just to teleport to like the output, like right there. So like this is my read line. So if I go back to the output, it's gonna just have 0. And this is the save line, and then this is the X address, and this is the Y address. So this is Y1 X0. So it would be, this is Y0. Oh my gosh. Okay. And this, here you go. Okay. This is Y1. So the X0 Y1, that was right here. So it's from left to right, it's 1 0 1 0 1. Wait. 1 0 1 0 0 1 0 1. So if I just click on the read again and go back to the out, 1 0 1 0 0 1 0 1. Yeah. But then I can go to the 0, like 0 0 register, which is just this one right here. You can see it's all zeros. It's just all zeros. And I can go back to the output, and it's going to be all zeros. But then I can save. Let's just do 1 0 0 0 0 0 0 1. And that's just this button here, and I can go real quick back to the output, and there you go. That's how quick it is. I don't know how many ticks that is exactly, but this is the output. These output buses are connected. So each one of these is one of the Y's. So this is like Y 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, yeah, all the way down to 0. And then it's just connected here. And you can see, so it has to go through some repeaters to get up, but you could tell it's really not that slow. Considering how big it is, it's pretty quick. I don't know if it could be much faster than what it is now. And let me just say real quick. Okay, so this is the, like I said, the X decoder, and this is pretty cool design because it's like, it's just, oh, it's so perfect. It's actually so perfect. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's how you program it. Is wherever the like number is your input, you put the torch right over the line, and wherever there's not going to be an input, so this would, for 4, the 1 would be here and the zeros would be here, so you do a double NOT gate there, where you knot into a knot. Anyway, I don't know what that concept's called. But anyway, neither here nor there. And then the output line just carries up these right here, and it gets repeated here. So it goes up, gets repeated, and then it goes into this section right here, which took me absolutely the longest. Okay, like building these units, like the memory unit, didn't take me too long. Building the decoder, it didn't take me too long. building the part where it does both X and Y reading and writing, that took me entirely way too long. This took me a monstrous amount of time and just brain effort. And I'm not even going to explain. Well, I'll explain a little bit. Okay, so the X decoder gets input right here, and it goes up. And I have glass blocks here so that this signal here doesn't go back down. So, like, these 3 redstone lines and these 3 redstone lines they're like a big OR gate where nothing can backfeed. Because the problem I was having was stuff was getting backfed. So, like, this torch here, I could do something different here. Like, I could, I don't know, like, have a redstone line here. And then instead of the torch there, I could have, like, the torch, like, down here or something. Or, like, I could do it like this. Or actually, yeah, I could do it like that. But, actually, yeah, that's not a bad design. I don't know why I didn't think of that before. But anyway, just so it doesn't backfeed, but it doesn't matter. It can't backfeed anyway. But then the input from the X cannot backfeed into the Y, which this line here is the Y. You can see it goes down. And this is the one defect of this design, is this Y line, because I have to have a repeater in between every 2. So I have 1, 2, repeater, 1, 2, repeater, 1, 2, repeater, 1, 2, repeater. And so I'd say I'm counting 2. Every 2 lines is this is the reading and this is the writing. So the writing goes into this like 1 tick thing here. So it just basically yeah, you get the point. Actually, let me just go back here. Wait. Yeah, so it easily pushes that piston up. And that activates the right, so it just unlocks these repeaters here. It turns off this torch, which turns off these repeaters to unlock that, just for a split second. You can kind of see, so if you just watch that torch right there, you can see how quick it is. It only locks them for a second. Not even. Anyway, you get the point. So, like, alright, if I go to Y1, now this whole line right here is going to be on, which turns off all of these. So it would activate this one. So see, this whole line is off now. And this line is off. But then this X line is on. Anyway, yeah, I know I'm not really explaining it that well, but yeah, this took me a little while to get it all right. But once I got it right once, I just like cloned it, and then it cloned it up, like cloned it all the way down, cloned it up, and then I cleaned up the like inputs and outputs and whatnot. And this is the Y decoder here. This thing's all right. It works exactly the same way as the X decoder down there. It's just vertical instead of horizontal. Anyway, you get the point. So this is how you program it. So this would be 15. Y15. Anyway, I can't remember the whole area for this. But alright, so if I do clone. Oh wait, actually, do I have it written down? I had it written down. Okay, yeah, it's 35 wide this way by 160 tall by 72 long this way. which equates to 403,200 blocks. Or that's the like area anyway, or the volume. So like if I do that, and then if I just like randomly try to place this, I'm gonna just go over here just in case. It's not gonna work, but this is just to get the, you see specified 403,200, which is 35 by 160 by 72. Only to store 256 bytes, which, to put that into comparison, again, if I go back to this other world, and I go back here, and then I need to go back to my testing area. Nope. Testing area. Over here. That command block with the glass, that's the same amount of storage as, so this whole thing right here using command blocks is the exact same amount of storage as this, which is ridiculous. The difference between traditional redstone and using command blocks. And when I say I use command blocks, I'm not using command blocks to do any like true computation or anything. All the command blocks are doing is it's doing a clone, a fill, or set block. Those are the only three commands I use. It either clones what's like there, it sets something, or it fills an area. Yeah, anyway. But this was fun. This was fun going back to traditional redstone, because I hadn't done it in a while. And I'm proud of how this ended up. I might make a video on this one day just to explain it more and maybe do like some sort of tutorial on how to like make this, because it's pretty quick, and it's pretty good. It's very tileable, at least in this direction. Well, in that direction too. It's tileable in both directions very well. Because like even these lines here, like if you need to repeat the save and the read line, you can just throw a repeater in like there, and it'll work perfectly fine. Or like here, you would just throw it like there or something, you know. And yeah. And so this line right here is the fill 0. So like it just ignores whatever's input. So like you can see there's a 1. Because this line is off, this is a 1. So then if I click this letter, it activates this and it fills. So now this is all 0. These lines are 1, so they're 0. But then if I go back, oh, get that one. Now the 1's back there again. Anyway, same thing though. You can just throw a repeater in like there, and it's fine. It works very well. So it's very tileable in this direction, and it's very tileable in this direction. It's only 4 blocks wide, and then you can place the next one, another 4 blocks, and then another 4 blocks, and then another 4 blocks. So yeah, very, very neat design. The only thing is it's kind of tall, but that doesn't bother me so much. I guess it does matter if you're trying to, you know, do what I did here, because like you can see how tall this is. That's why I have these command blocks here, so that I can get up like really high. Just go to the max, like the top of it, and then I can go back down. But yeah, all the inputs are right here. So this is the byte input. This is the just fill 0. This is the read line, or read, yeah, whatever. And this is the write. And then this is the X input, and then this is the Y input. So it's pretty, all the inputs are right here, and the only thing is the output is like all the way up here at the like opposite end, and it's at the very top. So the writes, or all the inputs are way down there at the bottom, and the read is up here at the top. But that's fine. That doesn't make so much of a difference to me. I guess it matters if you're trying to, but then this can easily be like changed where this output is. Like you could, the only reason I didn't put the output over here is because I have the input over here. It's like the input byte goes up, and so to pull the output, well, this is the output line right here. So like if you were trying to, see how like it merges, so you'd have to figure something out fancy to like get it to run in between without merging with the input line. And I did it at the top instead of at the bottom, just because it was simpler. It's simpler to make these glass, things here, which actually, let me do something real quick. I'm going to fill and fall all the way down. And if we do fill, prismarine, brick, slab, replace glass, but then I need to do type equals top. There we go. Just to give it a little bit more contrast. Glass is cool. It's a lot easier building these staggered lines, vertical lines with the glass, but the slabs just look better. But placing the slabs is a pain. So that's what I just do a replace. Yeah, anyway, you get the point. But theoretically, you could have all of the outputs are right here, like the output line. So you could change this, instead of going up, it just goes all the way down. But you have to do something different instead of just, because these signals can't go down, not with the slab or glass. Yeah. Anyway. Pretty neat. But so to get back to what I was working on, I'm working on this map screen here, which, alright, what I'm working on right now, ignore this top part right here for now. The main bit is, well, first of all, these are the colors that I'm using. Okay, so let me back up a minute. In version 1, 1.0, 1.1, and 1.2 of the map screen, I had, well, 1.2 I didn't get anywhere with it. So at least version 1.0 and 1.1, I had prioritized characters like this. So you can see, so I have, first of all, I have two sets of characters. I have like a smaller font and a bigger font. And I just have numbers for now, but I'm going to put letters here. I'm going to add more for letters. But I only had characters that I could input. Well, for this new version, I wanted to be able to input every single pixel. So that's what I'm working on now. And I also wanted to do colors. So I wanted to I could write to a specific pixel. It's not just like dropping characters, it's actually dropping pixels. And I wanted to do colors. So these are the colors that I have. I looked up, there's a YouTube video. I might link it if I think about it. But if I do link it, it's in the description. But there's a video on YouTube where this guy said he went through all the blocks in Minecraft and he found all of the unique colors that can be on maps. So like these maps here, alright, so like if I place a white pixel there, you can see it leaves a white pixel on the map there. And so I can do like a circle like that, right? But then if you do like, what is it? Like this? I don't know. Okay, basically there's a way that you can do different colors by like stacking like this. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but it works some way. I'm not worrying about that. I'm just worrying about, and basically all that does when you like stack colors like this, if you look at map art, people will do this a lot where they'll like have these vertical lines, and that's just to get like a different shade of a color. I'm not worrying about all that because that turns this map, instead of a 2D, it turns it into a 3D, and then you have to take into account like where the previous, or where like the block beside it is, which does not sound fun in my mind. Does not sound fun at all to figure out how to do that math. And also, sorry, one second. That would not be, that would just be way overkill, and it would make this map screen, that might be a version 2. Version 2, I'm on 1.3 right now. Version 2 might be 3D, where I have the different shades. But for now, these are my colors. And I just went through all like the blocks that he had talked about, and I found the ones that I liked. So I have a black, dark gray, light gray, white, light brown, dark brown, a bright red, a normal red, because those are actually, so like if I do, real quick, if I pull, put those beside each other, you can see one's darker, the other's brighter. The redstone block is brighter, of course. It's more of a, yeah, more saturated. Orange, there's only one orange. I don't, you know, there might be another orange that I could select, but I didn't care to look that deep into it. This orange is fine. Actually, you know what does honeycomb look like? It looks the exact same. So, yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, there's really only one orange. I don't know if you can get many other oranges. But anyway, so bright yellow, darker yellow. So, like, places beside each other. You can barely, I don't know if there's even a difference there, actually. There might not be a difference there. Interesting. Yeah, there's no difference there. Dang, okay. That's interesting. I wonder if that's... Is there a difference? It kind of looks like there's a difference. I don't know. I can't really tell. It's hard to tell. I don't know. Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. I can always change that pretty easily, too, if I wanted to. But then dark, like a... Oh, wait, shit. This is like just 3 different greens here. Yeah, you can see it's like a bright green, lighter green, and a darker green. I don't know if you can see that in the bottom left on the map, but different greens there. And then blues. So I have, yeah, this blue, this is what I have the most of, is blues. And I'm not even sure why. But these different blocks give different blues on the map. Yeah, you can see, yeah, all those are pretty different. All those blues on the map. It's like a cyan with the oxidized, the copper, a dark cyan with the actual cyan concrete, and then it's like a light blue with the packed ice, a bright blue with the diamond block, and then a dark blue with the, yeah, you get the point. So just different colors there. And then purples and pinks. These are all different. Of course, the purples are different from the pinks, but you got purple, magenta, light pink, and another light pink. So, yeah, you can kind of see it's like a dark purple, dark pink, light pink. Yeah, anyway. Whatever. Even though it's just kind of interesting because this is a lighter pink than this, but on the map it's opposite. This is a lighter pink than this. But anyway, okay, whatever. So those are all my colors for now, and these command blocks are what set these colors. So like I can set a specific color right there on that sea lantern. So I can just go up to the emerald block here, set an emerald block there. Alright, and then what I do with this block is I clone whatever's in this block into this here. So it goes down this line like right there. And then whatever's in this row, these 8 command blocks here will clone whatever's in this row into this one, 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 or these rows. So it'll like, yeah, so like this one right here clones whatever in that row to like here. Actually, I can just activate that to show you. Yeah, there you go. So then if I like delete that, and I think it does a masked. So like if I have, let's say I have something in this row already, right? Like let's say I have, yeah, like that. Okay. If I do that again, yeah, so it does a masked. So like I can put stuff in these rows and then I can add to it basically. But then like if I have it there and then I do that, it's gonna delete those and replace them with the pink because I have pink blocks there. You can see it deleted those. But it just masked ignores the air, so it's gonna ignore this air right here and clone it to, anyway, you get the point. So this allows me to do specific pixels. So like I can set a pixel here and then here, or I can set that pixel there, or I can set it like there. And then the only reason I'm doing it this way, where I have like an 8, and then the idea is that I can do it in like an 8x8 grid. So that I can like, so this is 128 blocks. If you divide that by 8, that's only 16. So basically you can set like an 8x8 group of pixels however you want, and then input that, and then it's like a 16x16 grid in a way. So this map is 128 by 128 blocks. Yeah, anyway, neither here nor there. So yeah, so how it works, setting the specific row here, like whether it's this one, this one, this one, this one, whatever, you can set a specific one. That's done with this bottom decoder here. So you can see this one's activated right here. So like if I do that, see it's going to place the emerald block there. But then if I go up, so it's that, it's active. Well, okay, so I say it's this decoder. It's this decoder and this one combined. So you can see they're offset by 1. So like if this one were to activate, it would be the next one. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it is only a 7-bit decoder because that's all it needs to be. Because 7 goes from 0 to 127, 7 bits. Yeah, you get the point. So like if I punch in 1 here now, by just doing that, you can see now this one is activated, and then I can just click that to set the block there. So like if I have nothing in there, I can just set that 1 block there, and then activate this, and it's going to clone that down to there. Anyway, or I can, now I'm going to talk about this thing up here. This is a quote unquote program, basically, or it's like a script. Let me put it that way. It's a script. Basically, it counts up the decoder and it activates it so that it sets all the blocks. Okay, so I'm just going to activate it. So this is what it does. So it just counts down. You can see how quick it's going. You can see it's going down the decoder. Now, this is as fast as it can be. I tried going faster than this. Cannot do it. It cannot do this. This is as fast as it can possibly go. At least with this design that I have right now. Now, you could probably, I don't know, do some other design or something to get it a little bit faster. But this is pretty quick. Alright, so, and then it stops. It's done. So, and then I can just, like, break all this to put it back to 0. And then the idea is that, like, you could clone that, and then see it cloned that whole line all the way there. So, okay. That's pretty neat. Fill this with air just to get rid of that. Yeah, that's all I have so far. But this is the idea. This is like the graphics processing, basically. And then I'm gonna have a bare bones CPU to, like, be able to, I don't know, do, like, programs and whatnot. Yeah, so I've rebuilt my keyboard here. And I put a little eye in the center. I thought that was neat. So this is my screen. So whatever gets written down on this map will just be here on this map. And yeah, same keyboard layout pretty much. Very similar anyway to that other one that I had shown. And I have a couple, like, so I can go down to ground level. I can go back to the keyboard, or I can go back to spawn, or just back to... Oh, that's my testing area. Back to the map screen here. And you can actually see that's the map screen over there. I just wanted it a decent ways away from spawn. So how I've divided up this world is in sections of 500 by 500, pretty much. So yeah, like a 500 by 500 block area. So this north, see, it's at 1,000, and this one's at 250, 250. So it puts me right in the center of this area. Anyway, you get the point of what I'm trying to do here. So you saw I had in what, you know, this script that was like putting all the blocks in here. It's just cloning whatever's right here. So I did have to go into each one of these command blocks and change the source, but I only had to change this one number here, which is the X. So you can see this one's 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, 21. So you only have to change the one coordinate, and it's really not that many. It's well, it's 128 command blocks total, 64 down there and 64 on the second row. Anyway, yeah, that's what I'm working with for now. And then this is just a decoder to select the color. So like I can punch in down here binary to select which color, and then can like activate it just like by doing that. So this is just a vertical decoder. Yeah, anyway, neither here nor there. I'll do a similar something for the characters where I can select a specific character. This column right here actually does nothing. It's just, this is where I have the binary listed. So like this red block is 0000111. And then I go up here. So this is all I have right now. Technically I don't need all 8 bits because, see, I only need like 5. But if I want to add more colors later, that might prove difficult. So I just went ahead and did 8 bits. Just cause. Oh man. Okay. Just cause. It's just, yeah, like I said, if I want to add more colors later, like, see, I have even more in the decoder. I just don't have any blocks associated with those numbers yet because I don't need it yet. Yeah, whatever. And honestly, I don't know why I did this vertical. I guess just to make it compact. But whatever. It's not, it doesn't really matter. So yeah, I'm still working on this stuff. So what I was working on before I started the stream was this right here, which is a counter. So you could tell that this was counting up here, but all that this was doing, it wasn't actually counting, whereas this will. This is an adder, and then it, I can actually set this to be like however I want. So if I want to add 2, so it's going to clone whatever's here. So like, okay, if I do this, it's going to clone whatever's there to this top input here. So it's going to be 2 plus 2 is 4. And then if I do that again, it's going to clone the 4 there and then do 2 plus 4, which is 6. And then I can do that. Okay, and then I can just delete that and it'll go back to 2. Or I can just set this to 1 and it'll count up by 1. So then that means if I do that and then run this clock, we can count up. And again, this is as fast as I can get it. Just because this adder can't go any faster. You know, I don't know if I tried any faster. That still seems to be working. But then the problem is when it gets up to this higher bits up here, it needs a little bit more time. Yeah, that's still... No, see, that starts to mess up. So, like... That seems to be working. So I'm right on the threshold of how many ticks I can have that clock. Yeah. Yeah, that seems to be working fine. And technically the binary reads this way. Yeah. Okay. That's working. It's just counting up by 1. And what's cool about how I did this is it will cycle on itself. So it'll hit, once it hits the maximum here in a second, it will cycle back to 0, and then it'll just restart the count. So now it should go all the way to the left, yep, and then... So yeah, it should just be 1 more second. And then it will go back to 0 and then keep counting. Yep, there it goes. Okay, and then I can just stop it like that. And then I can just delete these, and then we'll go back to 1. Yeah, pretty neat counter here. Now, technically, you could, if you didn't want to use command blocks, all that you would have to do is this output would have to go. The only reason I have a comparator here is because if you don't, sometimes a 1-tick pulse will like shoot out of the like adder, and it'll fuck up these command blocks. So this comparator is only for the command blocks. If you have this as just, if you wanted to do traditional redstone, you just have to pull this line here up to this input here, and then, or vice versa, you would pull it down into this input here, which, yeah, it's just this torch, and then you would put like some sort of memory to like save it, because when I this is like cloning from this to here, so it saves whatever's on the output to there. So this is like a register, basically. So you need a register wherever you're saving the output to whatever. Anyway, neither here nor there. Yeah, pretty neat. And so why I made that was for this thing right here. Just so I'm not, like, this thing's alright how this works, but it's not how I want it to work. I'm going to delete this top part once I have a working version of this, because this will, well, like I said, if I wanted to count by 2s, or I wanted to count by 3s, so like you can start at 3 and then like count up there to 6 and then count up to 9 and then count up to 12 and then count up to 15. So like if I just keep going with that, it's going to count by 3s. Ooh, that actually might be too quick. I can't tell. Yeah, I actually can't tell if that's going too fast or not. We'll just bump that back down, just cause. We'll try that again. Well, hold on, let me stop it and then reset it and then continue. I mean, that seems to be working fine. I just can't really tell. It's hard to tell because it's counting by 3s. So I'm not really sure. Yeah, that looks fine. I guess. Yeah, I really can't tell. I guess that's counting correctly. If someone wants to uh, figure out, I don't know. I really don't know if this is counting correctly or if it's like too fast. That's okay though. We'll roll with it for now. I'll figure it out later. Whether it's going too fast or not. But anyway, yeah. So that's pretty much it as far as like what I've been up to with Redstone lately. Yeah. Might do some more live streams where I'm working on this. I don't know. We'll see. Pretty neat though. I'm excited to get this working properly. Don't have anything working where it'll actually write to the screen yet, but I'm gonna get that soon. You know what? Let me I need my pig, my mushroom. Yeah. Could spawn a gas. Could just spawn a bunch of animals. What about sheep? Let's get a sheep. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. just cause. Oh, I just realized that they could technically walk here over to this. That's okay though. Whatever. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how this is gonna develop. I mean, I have an idea in my head, but I don't know what it's gonna look like. Or how it's gonna end up being. So yeah, the idea again is like I clone whatever I need to into here. So like, you know, have some pixels here, whatever, different colors, and then, or like a character, and then clone whatever's in this row, do a masked, and then it clones it like into the screen somewhere. So yeah, that's the idea. And yeah, so I'm gonna probably have to do like some sort of character input, because these characters I'm gonna save like in the actual memory, and that was why I did the command block memory, where it's 256 bytes. I'm gonna do another version of that because I'm gonna make it bigger. I said in the video you could just like stack a few of them together, which is true, but I can do better than just that. So I'm gonna do better. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna end the live stream there. I appreciate anyone who decided to watch. Just bullshitting on these with these redstone builds and whatnot. You know, we'll get it done eventually. This is the most promising version of the map screen so far. So yeah. Oh, I also have this refresh, which will what I'm doing there, where I keep teleporting when I like refresh like that, is I teleport to the center of the screen underneath it, and then this updates the entire screen, Because the problem is if you, like, well, here, hold on, let me, alright, if I place a block, like, let's just do it in this far corner here. So, like, if I were to place a block right there, right? White concrete. Okay. Alright, so nothing's placed there right now. Well, this is just going to be faster. Okay. So now, if, alright, so I'm up here, right? Activate that same command. You can see the block down there. I don't know if you can see that. The block is down there, but it's not on my screen anywhere. It's because I haven't, I'm not close enough over there for the map to update. So this refreshes the screen, and now you can see on my map, it updated, and now the white pixel's on my map. So like if I set that to air, now there's nothing there, but on my map there's still the white pixel. You can see up at the top right there, there's still that white pixel. So if I refresh, there's nothing there, but if I refresh it now, then it updates the map and that white pixel's gone. So yeah, again, I'll do a redstone block. Again, nothing, the redstone block's not up there. Do the refresh where it updates the map. And then it just, now that red is up there. And same thing, set it back to air. The red is still there though, until you do a refresh. And now it's gone. Okay, anyway, you get the point. So that's why I keep teleporting, if someone was ever curious why. You have to be close enough over there for the map to actually update. Which is unfortunate, but it's not the worst thing in the world. And I have it so that, like, when you do the refresh, it just teleports you down there for a second, and then it automatically teleports you back. Because it teleports you to that pressure plate. And that pressure plate's on a small timer. Oh, let me just do... So like if I go back to ground and then to the center of the screen, this is the pressure plate, and it feeds into this redstone dust and does eight ticks, so it's less than a second, and then it teleports you back to the keyboard here. Anyway, okay, yeah, that's it. Like I said, I'm gonna end stream. Yeah, it's been an hour and a half of me just rambling about redstone projects. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I need to change this skin, by the way. It's just a random skin that I have. It's not bad, but it's whatever. Anyway, okay, I'll see you later. Peace.